Hey guys, Gaddock Teeg here, and this is the SWTOR Weekly Digest for August 30th, 2013. Slim pickings for news this week, but I'll take a look nonetheless, so let's cut the chatter and check out the Gold Post summary. Starting off the week on a fun note, two great developer blogs were released on Monday. The first was the Patch 2.4 official announcement blog, revealing that the name of the patch will be the Dread War, which is suitably awesome. I am so excited to kick some Dreadmaster butt, and the few images included in this post further whet my appetite. Also, the second developer blog was just for you lorehounds out there, and is an interview with the infamous voice of Hutball, Baron Deathmark. I'm loving the quality of the lore-heavy RP-laced fluff coming from Bioware these days. The Work for Zerka stuff was a great start, and this keeps the train on rolling. Hopefully we'll see more of this kind of content in the future. On top of these posts, the PTS has been updated to include the new Oricon planet and the Dread Fortress operation, in addition to arenas. As always, I must encourage you to test the new content, but seeing as much of it is story-driven, it's understandable if you want to avoid spoilers. I will be covering the 2.4 PTS as it updates, so continue to check back for more information. After the PR disaster that arose from the recent Sork and Vanguard Q&As, community team members Courtney Woods and Eric Musco were left with the unenviable job of trying to put out the fires that sprung up all over the forums over the weekend. This was not the Bioware community team's fault, and trying to put the brunt of the blame on them is unfair. I do not know any of them personally, but they strike me as too nice to purposely try and insult the community. None of them have a formal public relations background, and Bioware is putting them in a tough spot having them be the main point of contact of this rage. That being said, there is no sugarcoating the fact that the Sork and Vanguard Q&As were condescending and aloof. I've been saying that Bioware needs to get a real PR person in there for a long time, as long as I've been covering SWTOR. This post by Courtney Woods, while factually correct, seems to completely miss the boat as to why players were upset to the dev responses. It wasn't as much about the fact that the devs did not see eye to eye with the community that caused all the hubbub. The Sentinel responses were very contrarian, and they didn't spark this kind of negative response. It was the tone of the answers and how they were delivered that rubbed people the wrong way. Eric Musco did go on to the forums to apologize, but we'll see if Bioware actually learns as they say they have. In another post by Eric Musco, he cites that some logistical issues, such as most of the team being in Germany for Gamescom, and the questions being released on a Friday may have fueled the fire, which I completely agree with. As I mentioned on my podcast last week, it felt as if this post skipped a level of quality control, and having a bunch of people out of the office could have been the cause. Also, if Bioware was able to respond more quickly, I think this would have been much less of an issue. Letting the hate flow through the community only furthered their path to the dark side. We should be seeing more questions in 3 weeks, and it will be interesting to see what actually changes. The recent announcement of a few sweeping changes to the Vanguard DPS trees are promising signs, but who knows. And finally, I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel for news this week, so a small but welcome change is the admission that the blood red crystal isn't very red. With this, Bioware will be renaming the crystal to something more suitable, and will work on getting something redder into the game sometime in the future. That's all the headlines from this week. As always, if you like what you've seen, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any SWTOR video coverage. Until next week, this is Gaddock Teeg signing off.